Our next speaker is the founder of .shop. He bought this domain registry with the intention of becoming the premier namespace for the e-commerce industry. He also happens to be one of our platinum sponsors. Please welcome Hiro Tsukahara.
Hi everyone, my name is Hiro Tsukahara. I'm from GMO Registry. We're headquartered in Tokyo, Japan. Before I explain about .shop, I'd like to talk a little bit about who we are and what we do. So GMO Internet Group, we're headquartered again in Tokyo, Japan, in Shibuya, which is pretty much the heart of the city. It's like the Silicon Valley of Japan. We're comprised of 4,800 internet professionals, 84 group companies right now, 9 of which are listed, and we have offices in 17 countries. We do about $1.2 billion in revenue and $150 million in operating profit on a yearly basis. So what do? We do businesses in 4 different segments: internet infrastructure, online media and advertisement, internet securities, and mobile entertainment. We're very well known for the internet securities business in Japan. We provide the world's largest platform for online trading. We account for about the world's 12% of the world's online trading. So this is a very big business for us. But for the sake of this conference, I'll focus a little bit on the internet infrastructure, which is on the top left corner. So first up is domain names. We have over 90% of the market share in Japan. So most of domain names come from our services in Japan. And of the folks that purchase domain names, a percentage of them purchase hosting services. Right now we have 54% market share, which pretty much means that 1 in every 2 websites you see on Google Japan are hosted at our website, at our data centers. And then we also provide e-commerce solutions, to over 70,000 shops in Japan. These are shops that wish to have their own individual shops as opposed to malls. Companies like Levi's in Japan, Suntree, which is one of the largest beverage companies, uses our solution for e-commerce. And naturally, because it's e-commerce, we provide a payment gateway solution. We're the largest in Japan for this. When companies like Google and Apple come into our country, they connect to our system and we play as a hub between brick and mortar stores, credit card companies, and so forth. And right now, the transaction volume on a yearly basis is about $16 billion. And we obviously want our websites to be safe. So we have an SSL under a brand called Global Sign, and we have the largest market share in Japan, and it's one of the fastest growing SSLs in Europe. So why .shop? Before I dig a little bit more into this, I'm going to give you a little history about this domain and how we acquired this. So this organization called ICANN in the US, Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. This is pretty much the organization that runs the internet, that governs the assets of the internet, such as domains and DNS. And they opened up this process called new GTLDs in 2012. And we applied for a few domains, including .shop, along with 7 other competitors. The most notable ones were Google, Amazon, and Jingdong of China. And this January, after a very extensive evaluation process, we wrote applications that pretty much look like this. You spent a lot of time on this, a lot of lobbying, a lot of thinking, a lot of time put into this. And this January, we finally got the rights to this domain. We did have to go to an auction at the very end, unfortunately. To be honest, we didn't think we could beat Google and Amazon, but miraculously we did. And after a certain point at the auction, it was between another applicant and us. I cannot tell you who it was. for various purposes, various reasons, but I can tell you there was a very large, Amazonian competitor. So it was a pretty large competitor. We're lucky. And here it is, just 2 weeks ago, this domain was delegated to us. So we have full control over this domain space. We're not allowed to use them just yet. There's only one website that's up and running. It's nick.shop. But all other domains will be activated in 90 days. So what is this? It's a global domain for e-commerce. It's very simple. It's a domain for e-commerce, which is exactly why I'm here today to talk about this. Now, what does that mean? Conventionally, you had all these domains like .com and .net and .org, which still obviously exist. Well, let's say you had toys-shop.com. If you could get .shop, why not? Toys.shop. The study says there are over 430,000 domain names with either -shop.com or .shop.com, which means there's a lot of people out there that want the name shop in their domains, but couldn't get them because they were not available. Now it is available, and to these people, they will be able to purchase domains like these, where in .com, they're very, very expensive. For instance, beer.com went for $7 million. Toys.com, 5.1. Clothes.com, 4.9. Whiskey.com, 3.1. And candy.com for $3 million. Now, not everyone can afford domains like this, but with .shop, they're available right now. So what is the beauty of this domain? Number one is completely new. Again, all the domains that I just explained are available. They're open. They're for free to grab. They're not free, but they're up for grabs. It's safe and secure. What does that mean? It's going to be protected by an SSL. So we have Global Sign, and with the help of our group, Global Sign, we have developed an SSL just for .shop, so that it will be a very protected and it will be a very secure namespace. It's intuitive. The domain speaks for itself. For instance, you might have a website, champagne.com, which, by the way, is a great domain name, but you have no idea what website this is. It could be about the Champagne region, it could be about the chateaus, it could be about the Champagne itself. You have no idea. Turns out, it's a website for the Champagne Committee. I don't know what that is, but it's a Champagne Committee website, and they don't actually sell champagne here. But if it's champagne.shop, you know exactly what website this is. You know that it exactly sells champagne. These are some of the champagnes that I like. So, next up, again, it's for e-commerce. It's a space dedicated for e-commerce. And last but not least, the potential of the e-commerce market. It's obviously growing very, very rapidly. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know more about the e-commerce market than you do, so I'm not going to even try. It's like in China, I think they say, it's like teaching fish how to swim. I'm not going to even try, but I put out a few graphs that I've picked up, and they all pretty much say, this is the graph for Europe, graph for the United States, China. E-commerce is blooming. It's growing very, very rapidly. In 2014, China's e-commerce market was about $500 billion. Today, it's close to $900 billion. And the study says in 2018, in just 2 years, it'll be about $1.6 trillion. Rest of Asia, not as big as China, but it's still growing at a very steady pace. So, where can you register these domain names? Now, domains cannot be registered at registries. They have to be registered at registrars. It's a very technical thing. But these are some of the most popular, famous registrars out in the world. GoDaddy is the biggest in the world. It's based in the US. In France, OVH.com, 123reg from the UK, 101 from Germany, and so forth. These are some of the registrars that will be carrying the the domain. Most of the registrars around the world, by the way, will be carrying .shop. And you will be able to find more information on get.shop from September 1st. I apologize, I wish I could say that you can click it right away, but we can't right now. But nic.shop, on the other hand, nic.shop, is up and running, and you will be able to find more information on it on this website. And when can you start registering? So this domain will become available from July 1st during a period called Sunrise to trademark holders for domains related to trademark. So, for instance, fcbarcelona.shop, alibaba.shop, canon.shop. All these domain names related to trademark will be available first for 60 days exclusively, followed by another phase called EAP starting September 1st, Early Access Program. This is for anyone to join for high-value domain names such as toys.shop, vin.shop, cars.shop. Doesn't necessarily have to be English. Could be Japanese, could be French, could be German, could be Russian. You can register high-value domain names here. And then followed by, from September 26th, general availability. It's a first-come, first-served basis, again, for anyone who wishes to register domain names. This is the phase that you're usually familiar with, like in .com, .nl, .de, when you register domain names. This is the phase that you typically register in. You can get any domains. These are just examples. bestnewyorkpizza.shop, cheap-tickets.shop, buy-sake.shop. These are just some of the examples. So, .shop, again, this is the global domain for e-commerce. We just got the rights to this 2 weeks ago. We actually got the rights in January, but we got the actual control over it 2 weeks ago. So I wanted to run this in front of you for the first time in the world, let you know that this is coming. And also, I wanted to thank e-commerce Europe for all the support that they've given us over the years. They have endorsed our application, been a tremendous support, tremendous help to us. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you and thank all of you for listening. And hopefully we'll see you registering .shop. Thank you.